Hey everyone. This week I have been talking about how God in His sovereignty has shaped you and I uniquely. And that shape is an acronym that comes from Rick Warren a number of years ago, and it just simply stands for our spiritual gifts, our heart, our abilities, our personalities, and our experiences. And how God has shaped each of us uniquely to serve Him and to serve others in some unique ways in our world. Yesterday I talked about spiritual gifts. Today I want to talk about your heartbeat. Medical professionals will tell us, just like our fingerprints, that all of us have a unique heartbeat, that all of our hearts beat just a little bit different from the people around us. And in the same way, God has given each of us a unique spiritual heartbeat. Those things that we are passionate about in the world around us. When I think about spiritual passion, I'm reminded of Millard Fuller. The name may not sound familiar to you, but Millard Fuller was a businessman, a lawyer, became a millionaire by the age of 29. A little bit later on in his life, he felt a calling to leave the business world behind and to serve others because of his Christian faith. He became a missionary in Zaire, came back, ultimately then started an organization that probably you're familiar with called Habitat for Humanity. You see, he had a passion for low-income families who didn't have the capital or the resources to build homes, and so he started an organization that would buy the building materials, and volunteers as well as the new homeowners would come and they would build the house together. And then the new homeowner would then help to repay some of the building materials that were used in their house in order to pay it forward and to build more and more houses. The organization, the ministry has really exploded, and former President Jimmy Carter has been a spokesman for Habitat for Humanity for a number of years. But it all happened because he had a passion for this. The Apostle Paul talks about the passions that God gives to us in a godly way. In Romans chapter 12, verse 11, Paul said this. He said, "Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor serving the Lord." He said, don't lack in your zeal. Keep your spiritual fervor in the ways in which God has uniquely called you to serve Him. So what is your heartbeat? What are the passions that God has uniquely given to you? Let me just ask you a couple questions. Who is it that you care about most? Not just in your individual family or individual people, but what groups of people do you care about most? So there are some people who have a heart for orphans. There's others who have a heart for single moms. There's others who have a heart for the elderly. When you think about the different groups of population, who is it that God has given you a passion for? Who is it that you are more likely willing and wanting to serve in your life? And not only just who do you care about, but what do you care about? What needs do you feel passionate about? What needs do you want to meet in other people's lives? It could be spiritual needs, could be emotional needs, could be relational needs, could be vocational needs, financial needs, maybe even educational needs. But what are those needs that you see in people's lives that really get your heart beating? You see, when you begin to answer those two questions, you're going to find out what your passion is all about and the unique heartbeat that God has given to you. And let me just close with this, and maybe you're still having trouble trying to figure out what you are most passionate about. Just want you to close your eyes for a couple seconds and just dream. If you could do one thing and you knew you wouldn't fail at it, one thing that you would do in ministry or one thing that you would do for the world around you and you knew you wouldn't fail, that there'd be no obstacles, there'd be no financial obstacles, no time obstacles, no resource obstacles, there'd be no obstacles, what is that one thing that you would want to do? And that thing that has come to your mind, I would almost guarantee, is your spiritual passion. And so understand that God has shaped us uniquely and He has given you a heartbeat to serve Him in a specific way. And if He's given that to you, He's going to provide all that you need in order to accomplish what He's called you to do. So go and live out your passion today.